So today I want to ask a question as the new administration sets up. Just what can we expect? We are hearing things about stimulus package in the news. Now, I don't watch the mainstream media news because I just don't feel like it's terribly honest. But, they are talking about a stimulus package, Pelosi and McConnell, and a lot of people need this stimulus at this time. A lot of people have been out of work and have had a lot of things. I'm going to have to turn off my phone thing because uh, it'll be a happy ringing kind of place. So I've just got to answer a text. So there we are. Anyway, what I'd like to know from my True Heart Tarot, this is also known as my Kamala deck, just what to expect in the coming days. They are in transition, and the next milestone that we are all more or less probably holding our breath for and waiting to have an answer is on the 13th. We have an accounting of our electoral votes. So we've got a couple of weeks here where we still are kind of in limbo, and a president who clearly feels that democracy is that he is the one and only person who can run the offices of government, and that anything that we have established previously is no longer valid. So, and I think it's about that straightforward. And I don't think there was ever a time where this particular president would have stepped down easily. I just don't think so. I've heard a lot of various people say a lot of different things about what was going to happen over the course of the 4 years. And well, I think as an astrologer and tarot card reader, I'm saying this guy has some guts. He pulled it off. He went the 4 years, despite the fact that he was very poorly suited to do so. And with that, I just want to ask, what is the energy spirit around Kamala Harris, the energy moving forward, talk of a stimulus package, all of that. So this is just generally, I want to know the energy around the transition, the team. The last time we looked at Kamala Harris's card, she had a tower moment. So I'd like to look at it from the perspective of Kamala Harris. So I'm asking the cards to please tell us, give us an update on the energy of this particular transition period. They are talking about stimulus, and I sure hope they do something because, not that it's for me, I don't need the money in that sense, but for the people who do, it's kind of unthinkable to me that we're leaving people hanging, but we're putting Supreme Court justices in place. We are making sure that the federal courts are stacked, but we're taking away food stamps. The cruelty of the times that we're in is a bit of an oxymoron to me. I just don't understand. So what we're doing, and don't you go up there. I'm outside in my new little, I have relocated. I live in an RV park, and I choose to live tiny. And I ended up in a little spot where I have a really cute little cabana, and my reading room is now outdoors. So where it starts out is a 3 of Wands at the foundation of the reading. 3 of Wands, that creative, that bringing things together, that pulling together of information, things beginning anew. Okay, that process of bringing in the people and the process pulling it together. Okay, so that's the foundation of our reading. It's building that triangle and putting in the strength. And where it starts out is the moon, that, home and family. Right now we are kind of at a point where there are families that are literally howling at the moon. There's food lines at this point in time. The situation for people in general is fast becoming desperate. So very sad, very troubling that we're so financially impacted by this virus, and also by what I'm going to term as a cruel 4 years with a very cruel administration all the way around. It was a very cruel process. And the nine of discs, and largely where what they're having to discuss is things of a physical nature, like money, or how do we move forward, how do we transition forward. And again, this is my Kamala deck, and this deck is True Heart Tarot, and I am asking about the energy of this transition that we're in. And you can see that we have major arcana, the moon, and a pyramid. And at a time when we're getting these monoliths, you can see in this particular card there are a couple of towers. Now there have been 3 of these monoliths found, but it doesn't have anything to do with this. But anyway, just kind of an interesting factoid. But this you see this person, this lady of the hour, kind of stripped down, bald headed, and ready to dive in and make some things happen. And I do believe that that would be the energy of this transition in Kamala Harris. Okay, 9 of discs. And we get in the above position, we get the Hanged Man. And this here is a 12 card in that major arcana. And that would represent this process of not being able to actually transition. And it's a very strange situation that we're in, that we have elected a president through a process of voting, and that even though we've elected the president and it's clear who the president is supposed to be, we're playing games, and democracy is not happening right now. I think that this is, as far as I'm concerned, we're spitting on democracy. We're slapping democracy in the face, because when the people speak, in all the years I've been alive, which is 60 of them, I have never seen anything like this. So, the Hanged Man, we're just kind of hanging out here in this process. Then we get the 10 of Swords, being so intellectually embattled, and like I've said, to me, when 45 was running for office, and his conversations were of a less than kind nature towards those with disabilities, for instance, I just didn't feel like I had anything at all in common with that particular type of energy, and saw no reason whatsoever to vote for it. So never did vote for, and never would vote for that particular kind of a person. And as you can see, as they come forward, they're embattled. I mean, he's doing everything in his power to stop them from taking over the office of presidency. And he's making sure that when they do get the office of presidency, that they know they've got knives in their back. Okay, so then we go on to the Star, but fear not. In the below position is the Star, and the above position is the Hanged Man. But there's something greater than us. There's some greater hope than us coming. And so fear not, for something else is coming. We have the Star. So thank God, Kamala, bring it on. And, we are going to be heartbroken. Now, I hope that does not mean that as the electoral process goes, that we don't get any nasty surprises. I don't believe we will. I think it's pretty well heading in the direction it needs to. But make no mistake about it. This has been a heartbreaking time. And I think we've learned things about our political cycle that we're in that at best is, in my opinion, is deeply troubling. Anyway, so in the next card I get is the 9 of Wands at the heart of the question. And I'm going to go ahead and pop. Okay, so I had to jump off real quick. I had something else happen there. So we had a 9 of Wands, and then where it was going. Here, let me put my microphone back on. I'll tell you what, get sidelined, and I get sidelined. Anyway, so we have the 9 of Wands, and then we have the 7 of Swords. There's some theft going on in DC, folks. There is some theft, and I think we're going to be shocked at the level of theft. I've had a very poor feeling about this transition all along. I've had a poor feeling about the election. I've had a poor feeling about the transition. And I just think more to come. And if you possibly can be, if they can say, okay, the pardon's going to cost X number of dollars, this is the kind of energy we're talking about. It's just there's a lot of controversy right now, there's a lot. And then we have the Seven of Cups, this, that in the hopes and fears position, that it's a lot of illusion and delusion. And there's just not a lot, This is a time like no other, when you have you have someone in office right now who has decided that democracy doesn't need to be something that we do anymore, that he is now the king. He has decided he won the election, and that we need to just accept the results. And of course, we all know that that's illusion and delusion. That simply did not happen. He did not win, and his position on winning is delusional. And then we get this Ace of Swords, this something new, intellectual, moving in to our conclusion position. And thank God, because really, maybe this is like when we get to the delegates. I think I think what we're gonna see is he's just gonna leave office. I think that once the delegates vote and he knows that he no longer has a way forward, then the Biden-Harris administration can come in and set up and start anew. So. And with that, we got another major arcana. We got the Hierophant, something new in the government, something new is coming. And thank God, because I don't know, myself personally, I don't know why anyone thinks that this has been a successful 4 years. I don't know why anybody voted for him, but there we are. Here I am expressing this very card, this heartbreak, because it does feel like betrayal. People who voted for someone who was incompetent and basically wears diapers and high-heeled shoes and isn't in control of his mouth is less than what we need for the government. And so, yeah, it is time for that energy to be cleared out of there, and the new government, this new intellectual energy, to move on into the situation and take over. And then we've got the Prince of Cups, some new information coming forward, how we deal with our relationships with each other. And I sure do hope that people find a way to forgive each other for not voting the way that other people thought they should, because I don't understand it, but it seems as though our democracy right now is a bit out the window. Okay, and then we have major arcana. We have the devil, being tied to this process, and it does feel like the devil to me. And I do hope that this means that that down the road that we're not going to find that that somehow the Biden-Harris thing doesn't happen, because here you go, there's something coming forward, and you'll notice there's tentacles coming up out of the water, something that just doesn't quite belong in the scenery. This is a horse moving forward, the Prince of Cups, but yet you see these tentacles, something ready to suck the life out of you as you move forward. And then you run into this card, the devil, and maybe this card is a symbology of us being in the situation that we're in currently, and it's about to be over with. And I sure the heck hope so, because I don't see how we could continue with this. And anybody who voted for Trump, I'm sorry, that was some dirty business, and I don't think so. I just don't think so. And then we get the Chariot. Rapid transformation, karmic transformation happening, and this isn't the karma card, this is the Chariot. So it is just going to be black and white, and everything is going to move forward. And thank God, because good God, I'm tired. I'm tired of the behavior of the politicians in charge. I mean, and I don't care which side of the aisle you are on. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I don't stand with either party, because I don't think that it's really. I don't think they stand for us. I don't think they stand in our best interest. And then again, we had the Three of Wands, that creative triangular energy. That was the foundation of the pack, building that strong triangular energy. And then we have the Seven of Wands. Our good old Kamala Harris is ready to go do battle. And thank God, I'm so glad she got elected, because I think she's going to knock it out of the ballpark. And there's the Wheel of Fortune. It's karmically fated. We got ourselves our Queen of Wands, Kamala Harris. And thank you very much, Spirit. And with that, please do hit the like, share, and subscribe button, and do join me on www.twiggy.com. And if you would like a reading by myself or Pearl Rowland, we are both available. She does the numerology, she does the tarot. I do astrology, and I do tarot. So if you would like to book a reading, do join us over on www.twiggy.com and hit the like, share, and subscribe button so we can grow this channel. And I thank you very much for joining me here today.